from my uncle, whose basement was filled all the way to the landing, couldn't even go downstairs. We're hearing those sort of anecdotes from people literally all over the city, from the north, west side to the south side of the city as well. So my thoughts are with everybody who is dealing with issues, trying to clear out a basement that's been flooded, folks that are enduring power outages, trying to sort out and figure out what to do with the car that's been flooded through. We're working through the process of obtaining some disaster declarations so we can bring the appropriate aid to those citizens who have been affected by the downpour and the flooding that's ensued. We'll have updates on that as soon as we have them. Now, this was a very rare rain event. I think I said the other day the last time something like this happened was about a decade or so ago. Some have called it a 1,000-year flood, and I can't verify that, but I certainly hope that a storm like this does not visit upon this city for at least another millennium. Now, I get the chance to watch all the news, and I appreciate it, but I know that Mark Baden said last night that this is basically a summer's worth of rain in one event, in a singular event. That is an enormous amount of rain that our community had to deal with. So we're stepping up city services in support of the flooding recovery, and for that I'm going to ask Gerald Kruschke, the Commissioner of the Department of Public Works, to explain more. So I'll pass it to the Commissioner.
Thank you, Mayor. Good morning. I'm Gerald Kruschke, Commissioner of Public Works of the City of Milwaukee. I'm just here to provide an update on all the flood activities that DPW is going to help citizens with as the coming weeks come forward. So as you can see right now, both drop-off centers, south location here at Lincoln and North Industrial Road locations, are open and free to residents starting yesterday all the way through Sunday. Once we get to Sunday, we'll evaluate if we have to extend those hours further. We know people, it's going to take them time to get things out of their basements. The folks coming through here today, you can see behind me, are bringing their mattresses and couches and things and living residents in there, so it's very unfortunate. The regular hours will remain the same. They're from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. And then we strongly encourage residents to take advantage of these sites for any storm-related items. In addition, we're initiating a special bulky pickup to support those impacted. We know everyone cannot make it to the drop-off centers, so this is going to look very similar to your spring clean and green activities. If residents place items at their regular garbage collection site, our normal collection packers will identify those and then put them into the system. If somehow we have picked up your garbage and you still put extra bulky items there, put them into the call center. So we're asking people to call 286-CITY, but we do understand that there's a backlog, so be patient. It's going to be easier for folks to actually use our Click for Action or using the Milwaukee mobile app to get in. We've seen times go up to 8 minutes to call into the UCC center, so those folks are overloaded. If you do get your bulky pickup in the system, we will get to it. Right now we have 12 skid crews out there collecting bulky waste as we speak right now. We're looking to ramp up that with partners from our infrastructure services section, our forestry. So we're just asking residents to please be patient. We will pick them up, but leave it at the curb and just let us know. To help with neighborhood recovery and cleanup, we're suspending overnight parking enforcement Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday this week. But we will be responding to complaints and emergencies throughout the week. We will resume night parking enforcement Thursday night. Additionally, tow trucks have been relocating out of intersections. If you've noticed yesterday, we've not been towing to the tow lot, which is adjacent to my right here. We've been towing those vehicles off to a safe location around the intersections. So if citizens don't know where their car is, it's probably on one of the adjacent streets close to the intersection. We're asking people to please relocate their car over the next 3 days. We're giving an opportunity. We're not ticketing them. We're not towing them to the tow lot. This is a free emergency tow to make sure that traffic is open for folks. But we're allowing them to recover their cars, get a private tow, get it to a mechanic. After Thursday, we will start going through and trying to clear streets. So we're just giving folks at least 3 days worth of time to remove their vehicles from city streets. In the coming days, our crews will begin street sweeping, clearing storm drains. We do have a couple of street sweepers out right now, but our priority is to get all the bulky waste across the city first. So there is a couple out there if there's some storm drains that are clogged, but we haven't put a full force because we're trying to prioritize all the debris that's in people's houses. Finally, I want citizens to remain safe, use caution. Your basement, I know some of them are still draining at this time. We did appreciate all the folks that were helping clear catch basins yesterday. Floodwaters are still here. If you go by an adjacent waterway, they're still high. There's still flooded streets, If there's more rain that's coming, please stay away. We need your help reporting. I mean, our crews are going to identify all curbside stuff that's there. It's going to help us route and get rid of a lot of the debris that's going to be sitting on that curbside throughout the week. If you do see traffic lights that are out, you do see limbs that are off of trees, you do see signal outages, other service concerns, please do not be afraid to call 286 City, use Click for Action, let us know. We have a lot of DPW folks that are out in the field, but we cannot identify every street. There are over 1,200 miles of street miles that are out there, so we cannot see everything at one time. We are here as DPW to help. I know there's a lot of distressed folks that are out there. We know the impacts of flooded basements. There's a lot of DPW employees that have the same impacts that the residents do as well. I'm a little short-staffed today because people are cleaning out their own basements. So we're just here to help. So please let us know how we can be assistance. As we move forward, we might extend the curbside pickup or these drop-off centers, but we're here to help because we know the devastation that's occurred to our citizens. Thank you. We're well over 200 cars that we relocated. So when we say towing, we just relocate them to the side streets. There's been over 200 just last night. I don't know the number on Sunday because a lot of them we couldn't access because there were still floodwaters.
So we aren't towing people, we just don't want them in the street. Sure.
Yep. Yes, well over 200.
Thank you. And the volume of the bulky items pickup requests, have you ever seen anything like it?
Since I've been the commissioner, no. In past, in 2008, we had a very similar situation. We had some heavy flooding in the city. So it's not unusual to us, but we'll take care of it. We're here to help.
Commissioner, with the snow emergency, you usually can give us there's X amount of pieces of equipment on the street. What actually is on the street?
So right now, because of our help from our infrastructure services and forestry groups, we have every single garbage packer that we have out, which is roughly a little over a couple hundred. So we have our regular scheduled garbage. We want to keep that going because there are folks that did not have flooded basements that have regular sanitary needs. The rest are used for just this bulky pickup.
I know we're still monitoring, of course, the damage and the results of everything. Is there any idea of the scope of just how impactful it was to the city?
I think right now that's what we're assessing. We have our sewer folks out there. We have our bridge maintenance folks out there, our street and repair. We're assessing today, so we really don't know. And as floodwaters continue to decrease, we'll find out more details.
How long were city roads and drainage systems built up for in years?
So general standard is 10 years for basically any kind of flood event. That's just an industry standard. What we're talking about here, and I think the mayor articulated that, we've heard things of 500 to 1,000-year storms. This is something no municipality can plan for. And even if you did have a 100-year storm system, if you look at the waterways there, they would still be full. And it's just highly impactful. We're fortunate enough to be next to water. We have a lot of rivers that go through here. We're a great benefit to our city. But when events like this happen, it is devastating.
Can you talk about just seeing the volume of cars at this drop-off center and the other drop-off center just this morning and what that kind of reaction was?
I will give a lot of kudos to my DPW staff as I called them yesterday as emergency. We're usually shut on Mondays, so I appreciate all the work they've come in on, usually on their day off. There's been a steady line, you can see it right now. I think it's been a little lower. I think people are assessing and trying to move things out of their basements today. I'm assuming that we're going to see volume pick up Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday here for sure. But again, these folks that are standing off to my left that operate these drop-off centers are here to help too. They'll direct you. I was here just a little bit ago and I've heard just folks going, hey, thanks for keeping open on a day we're usually closed. So we just want to be as helpful as we can.
Do you have any tips on the types of items that people should be throwing away if they've been impacted by floodwaters?
If you look at someone's basement, it's pretty much anything. You're going to have memorabilia, you're going to have photo books, you're going to have furniture, you're going to have tables. We take it basically everything here. I do want to be cautious with people in basements of chemicals and hazardous materials, but for the most part, you know, our folks here at the front will let you know what you can or cannot take in, but a majority of it will be handled here at the drop-off centers.
Can you clarify the overnight parking? Just because the goofy 2 a.m. to 6 a.m.
Yeah.
When I go to bed on Wednesday, can I park on either side?
Yeah, so we're going to go in effect Thursday night for the night parking. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we will not be doing the night parking. And so the City of Milwaukee's policy is usually 2 a.m. or basically 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. And so that's when you have alternate side parking. Because there's so many distressed cars that can't move, we're trying to give people a little bit of grievance on that. So Thursday, we'll call it Friday morning at 2 a.m. and that's what goes into effect.
You both mentioned that a rain event like this is very rare and infrequent. Where did y'all hear that? Like, who told you that? And then also, given the various research that's been done showing that intense storms were in Wisconsin's climate future, what kind of conversations are happening in the city about ways to adapt to this in the future?
Yeah, so the number of inches of rainfall has been basically documented for hundreds of years. So we know the amount of inches in a short period of time. When we look at someone like, Timmerman Field, they had 14.5 inches of rain. That is the record we've had in the city of Milwaukee at any particular time. So we're going off historical data. USGA has a lot of the information. It's not unknown. What really kind of overwhelms our systems is when you get 3 inches of rain in 1 hour. And there's not any system in the country that can handle that kind of volume that fast. And this is where you see the Milwaukee River go up 8 inches in a period of 60 minutes. So it's unfortunate that those things happen. We continued, our sewer system is in good shape, by all means. So it wasn't a fact that we have disrepair of our sewer system. It's just the amount of rain that came at one time.
And let me just add as well that, first of all, I'm thankful for not just the commissioner, but for the staff in the Department of Public Works for all the work that they're doing. Commissioner just touched on the fact that many of these folks will be off today. But they're here because they're stepping up to help our community, right? This is what community is about. This is what leadership is about, and that's exactly what's happening. And the folks in the Department of Public Works are exemplifying that. But it goes beyond DPW, our Office of Emergency Management, the Milwaukee Police Department, the Milwaukee Fire Department, the Milwaukee Health Department. Well, they've all been great in working to make sure we get through this and get through it together. You asked a question though about the future of rain events and like what we're doing here. I've been thinking about this since the storm happened, and I'm very thankful for the work that the Department of Public Works has been leading with the Milwaukee Metropolitan Sewerage District in order to capture more rainfall when it actually hits the ground, capturing rain exactly where it falls. So when you look at our construction projects in the city of Milwaukee and you see these bioswales in the street, that's to make sure that we keep rain out of the sewers. That's to make sure we keep rain out of people's basements. When you see MMSD working to make improvements at the parks in order to capture more rainwater there, that's in order to make sure we get away from events like this. When folks are going out to install rain barrels in their neighborhoods, that's in order to make sure we stop things like this. When you have folks out in the street, out in the city, like there were during this flood event, making sure that the sewer grates are clear so that water is better able to get into the sewer system and not into people's basements. All of these things play a role, and all these things make a difference. So we'll continue to make investments, working with our partners in green infrastructure. Milwaukee Public Schools, I should mention as well, they've done an incredible job over the last number of years, taking surfaces that are impervious and making them into outdoor classrooms that also capture rainwater when it falls. So there's a lot of work that's gone into this. I just imagine what this would have turned out if we hadn't done that work over the past number of years. I mean, who knows how many hundreds of thousands or perhaps even millions of gallons of stormwater that we were able to capture that didn't end up in the streets, that didn't end up in people's basements. So we'll continue that work as we move forward here too.
Is the city offering any guidance for people that have flooded basements and they go to file insurance claims? What should they be doing? What should they not be saying?
I think some of that is probably going to come when we get emergency declarations answered from our other partners in government, and then we'll be able to further answer that question, I think.
Question for DPW. I know you mentioned some of the different items that your crews are going to have to pick up with trash pickup. Should residents prepare for backups when it comes to that routine trash pickup?
No, our goal is to have our regular scheduled garbage stay on track. We don't want to get behind on our garbage collection. So this is why I call it like a bulky waste task force that's going to be addressing those. So your regular garbage collectors will be out there, and they're identifying stuff that's adjacent to those regular carts to send a second crew to pick up that bulky waste. So no, we don't want to get rid of the regular sanitation pickups.
How much more of an undertaking is that going to be when you have things like cushions and large furniture items also along with that trash pickup?
It's always puts a strain on the department. I mean, but that's what we do. The department events, we're here to basically make sure that our streets and right-of-ways are clear. It's the nature of our jobs.
Just to clarify, just to clarify what you said earlier, you said it's probably more efficient to go on the mobile app and file that than making a call?
Yeah, so use online or mobile app because at least that's going to give a record to us that it's there to get in bulky pickup. I just don't want folks to sit there and on a phone for 8 to 10 minutes. I mean, both will work. It's just easier for them to put it in the system online. Thanks.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.